You're welcome. All right, so this is the field next to the retention pond that turned into a lake. This is the low spot of the street. And as you'll see in a picture, this is covered with water and the entire house was covered with water. All the way back to behind my house, there's another retention pond. So look at the water line here. Looks to be about 12 inches up. So the water completely filled the house, 100%. Filled the house and stayed soaked all night long. All night long. There was 4 inches of water in this back corner, and most of the house had from 4 tapered down to about 2 inches in the middle of the living room and kitchen, just about 2 inches. So you can see from the pictures that we sent that is a deal. The entire garage was soaked, of course. And every time the big trucks would drive by, a wave would come into the house. So I got all the baseboards ripped up. We're trying to prevent this from mildewing, and as you can see in the other room, we're in a race against time to stop any mold or mildew growth. So the back in this wall here, it was wet up to about 2 feet. So we went up 4 feet to make sure all the wetness is gone. And then we soaked the entire floor with chlorine. It's about 1.5 gallons of chlorine we dumped in here and then mopped it around. The clear pool immediately turned green the next day, but I put 5 gallons of chlorine in there and kind of cleaned it up a little bit. And here's the water line in the back. You can see it's about 10 inches up in the back. And on the side in that low spot, that's more like 16, 18 inches there. And then on the back fence line at the low spots, you can see the water line. Right here, it's good 2.5 feet up. And I had to have a little fun with my girls and took a kayak ride in the backyard. But people use my other kayak to rescue someone. So there is the other retention pond over there. And this yard was completely filled. And all the houses behind us flooded too. You can see the water level on that shed right there. So it started receding. Oh, look at the fence line here. That's a good 3 feet up. Yeah, the neighbor to my right is probably a lot worse off than I am. The neighbor to my left here only had the garage flooded. So you can judge that. This is the street slopes this way, and the low spot is this neighbor. So we were kind of in between and got only the average 3 inches of water in the house, whereas he only had the garage flooded. The neighbors across the street were high and dry. But we were trapped in here as far as leaving the neighborhood for 2 days. The street was undrivable unless you had a big truck. And we slept that night with that cold, nasty water in our entire house. My family, my wife and 2 daughters, they're twins, 16-year-old. They're kind of traumatized. They're staying in a hotel right now while we get this sorted out. There's the water line next to the slider. So you can see up about 3 inches over the threshold. Room that we cleaned out. Oh, can't see where that shot. Here's the other water line on the back right corner.